Welcome back, guys. So, week 2, how can we figure out how to control your nerves when approaching a woman for a date? So that's a big deal, right? First things first, we always gotta start with the psychology of these things, right? So nervousness, being nervous, it's natural, you guys. It's a natural part of being human. Nervousness is a part about fight or flight, right? It deals with being anxious, being worried. Those are natural issues you're going to have because you are putting it upon yourself, right? Because you're a maverick to approach this lady, right? And that has a whole bunch of feelings to it, of course, you know? So understand first and foremost, being nervous is natural. Doesn't mean you're different. You're like every other man out there trying to approach the woman of his dreams or woman he finds very attractive. Being nervous is fine. It's all yours. It's not a big deal. A big part of being nervous, though, is not being fully prepared, okay? So, again, nervous is fine, but if you're prepared for this conversation, if you're prepared for this, to talk to this lady, right? If you're prepared, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, right? Because you're gonna understand what you wanna say, how you wanna say it, and things of that nature, right? That's kind of how that works. So you're gonna already be prepared for the conversation before it even starts. Yes, you'll be nervous, but that's going to take away a lot of the nervousness. Okay, let's put that advice into actual play, all right? This works all the time, so I want you to pay attention and listen to me. Put it on your computer, put it on your phone, write it down, I don't care, but here we go. The first part to help you overcome nervousness when you approach a beautiful woman, or a very pretty woman, a woman you just think is amazing and awesome, right? The first thing you want to have already is how you're going to approach her and what you're going to say, correct? You're gonna approach her eye to eye, not doing all, looking at her body, scanning her body. That's not how we do that, okay? If you're trying to approach a woman who you might call a dream woman, she's not gonna appreciate being looked at like she's a piece of meat. Some kinds of women do like that, but mavericks do not pursue women like that. That's why you're here, we're mavericks, right? We want a certain type of woman with some class, okay? So again, you approach her with a smile, eye contact, right? Now don't scan her body, eye contact. And here's what you gotta say. If it's a coffee shop, right? You're gonna see a lot of women in coffee shops, right? Easy, all you gotta do, guys, is this. Walk up to her and say, you know, kind of new here, but I think I want the latte, but I'm not sure. Maybe pumpkin spice. What do you think, if you don't mind me asking, what's your favorite type of coffee? You know, something like that. It doesn't talk about her directly, right? You're asking her opinion. What does she think? Therefore, you're tapping into her intellectual or her favorite side, what she likes to drink or eat or whatever, right? So it's not an offensive question. It doesn't make her, oh my gosh, this guy's coming after me. No, it's a very nice question to ask, right? It's a very good question because you are asking her to include you in this conversation, because for her to answer you, she has to then talk back to you, right? That interaction has to happen. This is one of my favorite icebreakers that my Mavericks use, and it works because it starts off a good, safe, and fun conversation with the woman, right? Even if some of my Mavericks they start this way, right? Sometimes they lose their confidence, right? But it's fine because I've had enough Mavericks go back to that same place a week later or 2 weeks later and see the same woman there, and they go to her again, oh, I remember you from last time. And that's when it happens, understand? So even if you don't have the courage that first time to keep going with it, to get that date, it's still a great icebreaker. Icebreakers are meant to break the ice. They're not for marriage, right? Just break the ice so you can get in there and get a conversation, maybe even get her name, of course, right? That's how you do that. It works the same in bookstores, right? You go to a bookstore, you know, gosh, you know, I don't know if this book is any good or this book is good. What do you think? Or in public, if she has a book, right? Oh, that looks like a really good book. I love reading books. What's that book about? Innocent question. If she likes that book for real, she will definitely engage with you on the topic of that book. This is a true and tried deal. And also, you guys, it's not fake or phony. These are not one-liners, right? These are things you're showing an interest in, right? Coffee is a comfort. People who like comfort foods like coffee, or comfort drinks like coffee. Books are intellectual. When you approach a woman, remember, the kind of woman a maverick wants is the kind of woman who's smart, who has a brain, right? So if you approach a woman with a book and you talk about the book, you are making yourself intriguing, because you are saying, I'm not just a dude who surfs the internet all day long, who plays games. You're saying, I am more than that. I like to read books, and that's going to intrigue her to want to talk to you at least a little bit, okay? Another thing too, at events. Events are great. Could be outdoor things or comedies or malls, whatever you are, right? If you just see a woman out in public, you think she's really pretty or think she's really nice, whatever you think, right? Walk up to her, don't go straight for her, right? But just walk by her and say, oh my gosh, this place is nice. Have you been here before? And she'll say yes or no, and then say, oh my gosh, this is really great. I think I want to come here again. And just start having small talk about the place. Don't put it on her. Don't say how beautiful she is. None of that nonsense, right? The woman you want, look, I've been doing this for many years. I can't get more serious here, so write this down. The woman you want will respond to you if you approach her intellectually, like you have a brain in your head, okay? The woman that a maverick pursues is not the ordinary type woman. She's smart, she's funny, she's humorous. She's not the one who needs attention from everybody in the world. That's not the kind of woman you're gonna want to have, okay? Because that woman, once she gets your attention, she needs attention from everybody else too. It's not your kind of woman. Mavericks, listen. Your woman has a functioning brain. Respect that and respect her first, okay? She may have a booming body, but respect her brain first, okay? That's what counts, all right? You got it? Okay, let's keep on going. So, another thing too is just a direct approach. Now, I don't recommend that as my top 3 because the direct approach might be a little bit off-putting for some women, but you can walk up there and say, I just noticed you from across the room there. You just have a pretty smile, what's your name? You can do that if you want to. Some women don't mind that, it's a little direct, you're not saying anything about them with books and places and stuff like that. You're going right for the physical attraction. Some females might not mind that, Some might have heard that all the time, I don't know, but most women have had men approach them for physical already. Whether it be the stairs, their chest, their behinds, whatever, they've had that already. Women are used to that. What they're not used to are mavericks. Mavericks' approach is different. We approach from the intellectual, the books, the place where you are, the music playing, that's great music here. We approach things that do not include the body first. The body comes second. The face comes second, right? You want to stimulate her first. Write this down, guys. I'll wait for a second. You want to stimulate her first so she understands that you are chasing the brain first and then the body second. And yes, her body's awesome, it's hot, it's gorgeous, all that's there, right? But you are sincerely approaching her from the brain first, okay, Mavericks? Let's keep on going. Okay, another thing to deal with nervousness in women is you want to start small. So what do I mean by small? Because a lot of guys think you gotta go right for the phone number, gotta get the digits. No, you don't. When you start small, you're practicing because you don't want to be, you're still dealing with being nervous, right? That's a big deal. So a good way to deal with being nervous, just start small. When you go down the street, hey, how are you? How you doing? Do you know how many people these days are stuck on their phones while walking around the streets? It's a foolish way to do this because number one, if I'm a guy who does crime, you're my target because you're not paying attention to anything, watching your phone the whole time, right? Number two, having your phone on there makes you one of the most antisocial people around. So my Mavericks, you don't want to do that. We walk down the street, you see a nice looking girl, whatever, and she's paying attention to her surroundings like she should be, right? How are you? How you doing? That's all you gotta say. You don't have to, she can say hello or not say hello to you, right? But you're practicing. This is your warm-up time, right? Because eventually you're gonna close that deal, right? But right now you're warming up, Hey, how are you? How you doing? Beautiful day, You would be surprised how contagious your smile and your positive attitude can be to other people. I don't know how many of you guys have ever worked at Trader Joe's or ever have been there for shopping at Trader Joe's, but every time I go to Trader Joe's, every single time, those people at the cashiers, they're the most friendliest people in the world. I think too, yeah, I'm sure they're trained that way, but I really believe their auras are just positive. They are a very different kind of people who work there, you know? And it's a good different because they're very engaging, they're very cool. I like to be there. Same way with you. Start small, let's fight your nervousness, you know? In the community. Say hi to people, you know? Hey, how you doing? My name's so-and-so, I'm from here, where are you from? Start off in the community. You will, oh my gosh, guys, there's so much here you can gain by working with other brothers here first as well, okay? That's how we do that. One thing I really work on for nervousness is positive affirmations. Now, some people say that doesn't work. Well, those people don't really try very hard. When I say this, I mean this. You wake up, right? I am focused. Or you say, I'm a damn good guy, right? Or you say, I'm gonna meet a girl today, right? Those are positive affirmations. It takes 21 days for a good habit to stick in your brain. 21 days. I want you to say that to yourself every day. And then other brothers on here in the community, reach out there to another brother and say, hey, Maverick, how are you, man? Right? Hey, fellow Maverick, what's going on today? Did you get that approach down yet? Did you meet a girl yet? You know, be positive in our community, right? I want other Mavericks to support other Mavericks. That's what we're here for. Yes, I'm here to support all of you, but we're also going to have interest support too. Each guy helping each guy out as well, right? Asking guys their status and stuff like that, right? This all goes back to starting small. Start small with the women, of course, you want to have, but start small too with meeting other Mavericks as well, because guys, we're all Mavericks. We're all in this together. We are going to be huge. Start with me now while we're small. You're going to be one of the main Mavericks here, okay? Let me tell you a secret about nervousness. Now, long time ago, you know, I was really nervous too about meeting girls, you know. And then I went to the military. I'm a veteran, not a 20-year veteran, but I'm a veteran. I was a U.S. Military policeman for 4 years. And that's when my confidence first started going, because it wasn't intellectual at all, okay? I was a military policeman, right? It was physical. Military really teaches you about, you know, how to stay in shape and everything else. You know, you see I'm an older guy, but I'm still in decent shape, you know, because it starts off, best shape, no. I said decent. But it starts off that, you know, it starts off with that. You pick up the barbell the first time, you know, you start putting the weights out, you know, you got other guys around you who support you, you know, like, yeah, I gotta get bigger, you know, that's what it was in the military. Then after the military, you know, you start out there, you start looking at girls, you want to go with whatever, you want to talk to whatever, you know, and I asked out girls, you know, got rejected, you know, some say yes, some say no, whatever, but what happened to me was that I didn't ever let the rejection stop me and make me feel bad. I just always said, oh, I guess I'm not for her, and I kept on going, okay? That's how you start to build self-confidence. Take the hits like a man. Mavericks take the hits, and then we keep on going. You know, we keep on going with our stuff, right? Mavericks can take the hits, and we keep on going. We don't stop our life and say, oh my God, we're all done now. We can't do anything, you know? I mean, no. None of that kind of stuff, you know? You don't say you cannot go on, or you reject the other gender, or you don't want to be around women anymore. That's silly. Confidence comes from doing, right? Confidence comes from making things repetitive where you get better and better at it, right? The bike scenario. You learn to ride a bike good because you practice, right? You learn to drive better because you practice, correct? It's the same thing with dating women. You have to have that confidence, right? So I always say to my Mavericks out there, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start walking, or going to the gym, or doing something physical. I don't care if it's jumping rope. I want you to start today, not tomorrow, but today. I want you to do this. Put it in the community, what you started and how long you do it for every day. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, I don't care if it's an hour. And then I want you to tell us, because the minute you tell us, other Mavericks here are going to hold you accountable to what you said you're going to do. Because your word is your promise. Your word is your promise. Okay? So, let's do it today. Start it today. Let's get it done. All right? That's how you're going to build self-confidence, though. By doing things like that, taking care of your physical body. So you gotta make sure you take care of your hair, right? I don't have any hair, it's easy for me, right? But shave, right? Keep myself shaved. Eyebrows trimmed, you know? The shirt here, got this at a warehouse, at a discount warehouse, you know? Things like that. I go to the gym, you know? Again, you're not trying to look like Mr. Perfect, but you're trying to look like you're Mr. Groomed. Women like a man who is groomed, like you do for a woman, I'm sure. If she had messy hair and didn't shave her legs, she might not be as appealing to you for a woman who did that. It's the same standards for you, right? That's what builds self-confidence. If you leave your house with a nice little shirt on, your hair cut, your eyebrows are done, you know, and you feel confident, that's gonna make you feel more confident because you're leaving the house already ahead of a lot of men out there already who are wearing flip-flops, whatever they wear, you know? You're already ahead of the game because that's how you look, you understand? Those little wins are how we're gonna get the big win. This is what this community is all about, Mavericks. Step by step, piece by piece, okay? The last thing for here I wanna talk to you guys about is effective communication. You have to understand the kind of woman you're trying to go after, right? If she is someone you think knows every slang word in the book, that's fine. But if she isn't, and she is of what you think is a different caliber, you have to make sure you adjust to that, right? You cannot have a woman who's not used to that kind of talk, and you're there throwing all these words at her, she got no idea what the hell you're talking about, right? You're gonna miss it. So you really want to learn effective communication skills. And that's how you also can help yourself not get rejected, because if she don't understand you, of course she's gonna reject you, right? She's got no clue what you're talking about, right? Go back to the clothing and the attire. If the woman you're pursuing doesn't care if you wear your pants halfway off your butt, well, that's your kind of woman you want to pursue. But women that Mavericks are going to pursue do care about that, and they typically are not going to have that as a man in their life, right? If a man can't pull his pants up over his butt, that's really basic. You know, that's a really basic requirement to wear your pants properly, because people don't want to see your underwear. And women that Mavericks pursue want to make sure the Maverick has his pants over his underwear like most men do, okay? That's just basic, okay? All that self-confidence, all the focusing on meeting women, understanding about being rejected, all that helps to quell down the nervousness of walking up to a woman, because you are prepared for the battle, right? You're not walking into a battle unarmed, right? You have on your shield, right? And you're walking up there and you're asking and you see what goes on. If she rejects you, it hits your shield, it bounces off, and you start going for another person. It's that easy, it's not a big deal. But you don't internalize the rejection. You don't get anger about the rejection, right? You don't let the nervousness stop you from approaching a woman, right? You acknowledge the nervousness, but it doesn't stop you. It's there, it's real, you know it's there we go, but you keep on going for your goal, which is eventually take her out for a date. Understand?